Today is a haul video.
Well, if you got a dollar on just a lousy down, know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget found.
Hi, this is Patrick with Trusty Mercantile. This is your first time to my channel? Welcome. Trusty Mercantile is a vintage reseller with a presence on Etsy. You can find me there at THMercantile. I can also be found on social media under that same abbreviation on Facebook and Instagram. Today is a haul video. It's been so long since I've done a traditional haul video, I almost didn't know what to do. I wasn't even sure how to set things up. We've basically all been locked in our homes for so long and doing online sourcing. And I did a couple of videos that talked about what I've purchased online. And actually, a few of the things I show today I might include some of the things that I have purchased online. But I actually got to leave the house. Very exciting. And I went to one of my favorite thrift stores, Thrift and Dollar in Aurora. And I spent quite a bit of time there and found lots and lots of stuff. And I also made it to a couple of the traditional thrift stores. Still haven't made it to my favorite Goodwill. Every time I go there, the line, they throttle the number of people that can get into the store. And every time there's a line outside the door. And, you know, I want to go there, but I'm not standing in line. So I haven't been able to get to all of my favorite places, but it made a pretty good dent. So I'm really excited to have some new material to show you, but more importantly, new material that I can put into my online store and also offer during my weekly sales. If you don't know, I actually do live YouTube sales where I go on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. I showcase individual items. There's a live chat going on. It is not an auction. I show you the item, tell you the price, and when I announce the number, the first person that puts that number into the live chat wins that item. I invoice using PayPal, charge you for actual shipping, combining whatever you might have purchased. It's a lot of fun. Typically, you get a lot of fun people. There's a lot of those sales going on, so if that's not something you're familiar with, do a little hunting on YouTube, a little bit of hunting on Instagram. That's where a lot of calendars get shared, and definitely check it out. But I am ready to start with the haul. So one of the items that I picked up, this was not at Thrift and Dollar. This was at, I want to say this was a Salvation Army tag, if I remember correctly. This is Restaurantware. Let's see if we can actually get it to focus. It says Schroeder Hotels. And it is very nicely stamped with one of the most detailed stamps I've ever seen on the bottom of any piece of restaurantware, saying Schimel's, Lamberton, China, manufactured especially for Schroeder Hotels. The Walter Schroeder President, 1925, 26, and 27, furnished by Albert Pick and Company, Chicago. They got all of that on the bottom of this little cup. Doing a little bit of research, it turns out that Schroeder Hotels was a Midwest hotel, which makes sense because that's where I'm currently located. So this didn't travel very far. It's considered their flagship hotel was in Milwaukee, but it wasn't actually built until 1928. So this back stamp was used for quite a while. This pattern, which has the roping and the little cameo shield design, was actually patented in 1924 and then utilized by Schroeder Hotels by adding the Schroeder Hotels into the garlands. So it was used for quite a bit of time. And it's just a simple little coffee cup, maybe a demi-tasse cup. I don't know if this would have had a saucer. I do not have the saucer, but it's in absolutely perfect condition. There's no chips, there's no cracks. It's very cute. It's got a cool design. And the fact that it's so very nicely labeled, I initially thought it was a reproduction, but doing a little bit of research, that's normal. So we've got this great piece of restaurantware. Probably sell this in my live sale because it's not going to go for a huge amount of money, probably in the $5, $10 range. But really nice individual item, very easy to ship, which is very nice for those live sales, and really excited to have it. One of the pieces I picked up, this is from Thrift and Dollar, my favorite, was a little two-piece set. It is actually a piece of Limoge, and you can see the lovely little ladybug on it. And right next to it, you can see the massive amount of damage that was done to this little saucer, or little plate, because there's actually not a indentation in here. So I'm not actually sure it's a saucer, but it did come with this little cup on it, which somebody had turned into a candle. Now, the cup doesn't have a handle on it, and I'm not necessarily sure that these ever went together, but they both have the little ladybug design. So they were part of the same pattern. I just don't know if they necessarily sit together. The fact of the matter is this is damaged to the point that even though it's Limoge, I don't think there's a huge amount of value to it. I'm going to sell it along with it because some people don't mind the damage, and the back stamps on this are a little bit easier to read, but they both have the same set of back stamps. So it has the FM in the scroll showing that it is Limoge, label de qualité, décor main, Limoges, France. So I have had a couple pieces of Limoges before. I need to research this specific label because I think it's a little bit older than some of the other ones that I've had. The fact of the matter is I picked it up for only a couple of bucks, and even though this is going to probably get jettisoned, this by itself, whether someone continues to use it as the candle cup or they melt out the candle wax and use it as a toothpick holder, which is probably what it was originally designed to be, that's a guess, it's still a cute little piece. The ladybug is absolutely adorable. It was 2 pieces for $3, and yellow was half price, so I paid $1.50 for both pieces. It is a piece of Limoges. Not gonna go for big bucks, but it weighs practically nothing. So this will go into one of my live sales and be a nice little purchase for someone to pick up. Similarly, I got a lot of smalls. I do tend to look for the discount labels, particularly at Thrift and Dollar, because since I'm reselling, I don't necessarily have a specific hunt for anything in particular. I'm just looking for something that looks nice, and particularly with these live sales that I'm doing, things that are lightweight and can easily ship. And this just ended up being, kind of reminds me a little bit of Holly Hobby. It is not marked. It is, again, a toothpick holder, I'm assuming, in the shape of a little milk jug. What's nice is it's actually decorated on both sides. What's also nice is it was only $1, and I paid half price for it. So it's in really nice condition. Again, not a big ticket item, but that's what's nice about most of the live sales. There's probably about a dozen of them going on right now. You can find anything from, I typically have things of, $4, $5 to $10 range. I'll have some things a little bit more expensive, but most of the sellers don't really go much over the $20 to $30 range, and even if they do, it's usually for something that's worth way more than that. We recognize that these sales are fun to have. I agree, it gets us a little bit of brand recognition, gets us a little bit broader audience, and we don't have to pay any fees to Etsy or to eBay or to any of the typical places where we're advertising. So you get a little bit of a better deal, and you pay what the actual shipping would cost. It's a great deal all around. So this little toothpick holder, I don't recognize the character. If anyone recognizes her, definitely let me know. I mean, she definitely looks like something in that Holly Hobby realm. With the little country hat. It's a little bit more formal. Just notice she's got a cat, I think. Cat? Yeah, I think it's a cat. Anyway, very cute, very sweet, very inexpensive. So, sell it for probably, $4 or $5, and again, being a really easy item to ship. Sticking in my category of smalls, this also half price, 90 cents. Got it for half price. This is a little German, what I believe is a little alcohol jug. I need to get my daughter to translate. She's not available. Hasn't been here the last couple of days. But it's got the little, what I think is the little tax stamp on it. Talks about where it was sold. There were several of these. This was the one in the best condition. And each of the paper labels were a little bit different. So I think depending on where it was sold was the type of label that it got. But it's just a cute little painted jug. It's got the floral design on it. It's not marked on the bottom in a way that I recognize. It's got an incised mark. Kind of looks like a female figure, like a flight attendant. I don't know why I think she looks like a flight attendant, but regardless. And then the numbers, I think, say 005. So maybe that's 5 milliliters. I think some of the other European pieces that I have of porcelain, 20 or 25 is about the size of a teacup. 50 milliliters gets into the size of a stein. So this might just hold 5. So maybe that's what the 005 is. That's going to be my guess. Anyway, It's a cute little decorative piece. Who really cares what it's for, what it had been used for? It's going to look nice on a shelf. I paid 45 cents for it. I'm going to be able to sell it again, around $5. It's not a big ticket item, but it's very cute, and I love anything German, Austrian, European. This actually it says Bremen, which is where my daughter was doing her study abroad, as well as Berlin. So alcohol bottle, few bucks, a great addition. These pieces I paid up for a little bit, and I'm hoping people might recognize them, because I don't. The way Thrift and Dollar works, they have a collection of items that they consider collector items, and those are always tagged in white, and white never goes on sale. So if you see something in white, in general it means at least somebody within Thrift and Dollar thought it was special. It may not be special, and I've seen things at Thrift and Dollar stay there for months and months and months because somebody thought it was special, put a very special price on it, and it's not special, so it just sits there. These were more expensive in the sense that these were in the collector's item, but they weren't, ridiculous, or I wouldn't have picked them up without knowing what they were. I thought maybe they were Bakelite, but I did the little rub chemical smell test. I'm not sure I necessarily have ever smelled Bakelite before, so I don't know if I would know what it was. But it is this red piece that has a seam on it, so it looks like at some point it was made in two pieces and then put together. It is threaded and it's got the holes on it, and it goes on this little metal base, which is not magnetic. So it could be aluminum, but it's actually relatively heavy, for its size. But it's not magnetic. There is a match set for the tops, and the bases match. But if you look, one is significantly cleaner than the other. I have not touched these, so that's how I found them. I don't know if somebody had tried to clean this one and this one is in its natural state, or if however these were stored, this one took a little bit more elements and this one maybe was more protected, maybe it was wrapped up in something. So I don't know if this is just general oxidation. I'm afraid to really try and clean it because I don't know what it is and I don't know what's going to happen to it. So I'm hesitant. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I paid $4 for the pair, which is more than I typically would pay for something that I would, put into salt and pepper shakers. Don't sell for that much. And these are relatively small and very simple, but I think there's something special about them. So if anyone recognizes maybe what this design would be, or even what era this would be, because I'm kind of lost on all of them. I really liked it. And so I picked it up. And it's just not marked in any way. So I don't really have anything else to go off of. But it was only $4, so I don't have a lot in there. Even if I only sell them for $5 or $6, it's not ideal. But I do think there's something special there, and if somebody could help me identify those, I would definitely appreciate it. Let's see. Another item that I picked up, this was based on the sticker. This is from Salvation Army again. A lot of people... Lenox gets a bad rap. I don't know why, but it does. Maybe because it's so prevalent. But I like Lenox. When we first got married, we had a lot of pieces. We had Lenox lamps. We had my ex-wife now, but she had the little Lenox ring dish, and all that stuff's been wrapped up because at some point my daughter wants to have it. She didn't want me to sell it. If I wanted to sell it, it wouldn't sell for any money because they just don't sell for all that much. But there's still individual pieces that I really like. Just recently I picked up a Lenox lamp or a Lenox vase that had pink peonies on it, which I thought was really sweet. And this. I was not familiar with this particular piece, but it does appear to be part of a series. It's the Lenox The Rabbit Easter Egg series, and this is the 1994 edition. I don't get too into the limited edition stuff or the annual editions. I don't get into them at all if they're dated, but what's nice is this one's 1994, but it doesn't say the date anywhere on there. I grew up, if you've watched my videos before, I've grown up on the Norman Rockwell, the annual Hummel plates, all that kind of stuff. Not really something I'm wishing to recreate or even sell to somebody else. But something like this, it could be a year-round thing, but let's be honest, it's an Easter piece. It's super sweet and would look great in any Easter display, and who cares that it's Lenox? It's just a really attractive piece of painted porcelain, and it's got that creamy white, porcelain that Lenox is known for, but it also has the little purple ribbons on there, and it's just a little trinket box. It's super sweet. I ended up paying $4 for it, which may have been a little bit more than I should have, because I'm probably not going to be able to get more than like $8 to $10 for it. But I think I'm thinking about doing a couple themed sales coming up this summer for my live sales, and I think this could be a fun one to introduce there. If I don't have any additional fees, even if I just double my money, I'm actually pretty happy with that, because I want this to go to a good home. It's in absolutely perfect condition, so why not? And it's just a sweet piece. So I got that, and I was really happy with it. I am going to be doing some special sales. So a couple other pieces that I got were for a theme sale that's going to be coming up. Actually, not this week, but next week. So depending on when this actually posts, on June 25th, I will be doing the Dog Days of Summer flash sale. And it's a smaller sale because I actually have to leave town the next day. So I'm trying to be a little self-serving and do a little bit of a specialized sale on a theme. And I have a lot of dog-themed items, but could always use some more. So I picked up a couple of these pieces. This ends up being a little bit newer than I would typically buy. It's a piece of Russ porcelain, but it's a cute little hound. He's got the little I love you heart. He has the Russ label. It's made in Korea, so there's a little bit of age to him, but not excessive. But I didn't pay much for him, so I can sell him for $5 and be perfectly content, and he'll go to a good home because he's in absolutely perfect condition. There's no chips, no cracks, there's nothing about him. He's just super sweet. So I got him. I got a little ornament that again probably doesn't have a huge amount of age to him, but it's I don't think he's resin. I don't think he is. I do think he might be. I don't know. If he's ceramic, though, he'd have to have a hole in the bottom. So maybe he is resin. But he's a pretty detailed piece. It's very nicely done. His mouth is open. His tongue is sticking out a little bit. Super sweet. Super cute. Also, I picked him up for inexpensive, so I can sell them for inexpensive. I probably will end up selling him in the Dog Days of Summer sale, but I'm actually going to be doing a Christmas in July sale as well, and he's an ornament, so he might be in the Christmas sale. It kind of depends. But this will definitely be in the Dog Days. And this is another one that I'm wondering if anybody has any information on. Isn't he awesome? He's like this little stoneware, little pottery dog. But he's not marked in any way. So I can't tell if I think he's a production piece. I don't think someone individually made him. I think he's a production piece. But he's in perfect condition. His tail's in great condition. His nose, nothing's chipped. Nothing's cracked. It's super sweet. But what's this? I don't know what this is supposed to be. It fell in the collector's category, so I paid $2 for him. So he was white labeled, but it's still only $2. I think there's supposed to be a glass vial that probably sits in this, and he was a little bud vase, and the glass vial has broken. So he's kind of purposeless. If you found the exact right diameter candle, he could be a candle holder, sort of, as long as he would stay upright. Put an air plant in there, I don't know. But he was too cute to pass up. I just thought he was adorable, and I'm hoping he will find a good home. One of the things that I've become known for in my live sales, and it was kind of by accident, but it is what it is. I like coasters. And really, until I started selling them and people started making fun of me for it, I didn't realize how much I liked the coasters I have, nor how many coasters I did have, which is an absolutely obscene number. And the fact that I almost always, and I believe have always had at least one set of coasters in every sale I've done since I started doing these about a month and a half ago. So when I was at Thrift and Dollar, I found another set of coasters, and I'm like, you know what? I need to pick them up because they're Kelsey melamine coasters. They're still in their box. They're super bright colored fish. It's a full set. They've got the little, it's not felt. I don't actually know what kind of material that is. It's kind of like, it kind of feels like fleece to a certain extent. But so it's got something soft, so it's non-slip, and it, doesn't mark up your table. They're all identical, but there's the whole box of these, and I picked them up for $1.50. And, there's not going to be a huge need for tropical fish coasters, but if you were to buy these in a store, you're paying $10-15 easily if they were new. So I should be able to turn around and get $5 or $6 for these easily. And it's just kind of fun. And at this point, you know what? People want to make fun of me for selling coasters or being obsessed by coasters. I'll live up to it. If you're going to buy a coaster, if you're going to buy a coaster from someone, you should buy it from the guy who's obsessed by coasters, because I will give you the most variety. And this ends up being one of the coasters you'll be able to buy from me. So I mentioned that one of the theme sales that I know I'm going to be having, it's going to be the July 9th sale, is going to be my Christmas in July sale. It'll be another flash sale. Going to kind of alternate between a big sale and a little sale. And I have a decent number of Christmas items, but I definitely needed some more. And Thrift and Dollar absolutely filled the need by giving me a lot of great items, a lot of great vintage Christmas, and most of them at discounts because it's June. Who's buying Christmas other than me? So a couple of the pieces I've got, I'm not 100% sure what they are. This is just a little votive candle holder. I don't know particularly how old he is. He's not marked, so I don't think there's a huge amount of age to him. But it's very simple, very sweet, would look great in a little vignette. It's translucent bone china. I can see, you really can't see it, but I can see through with the lights, I can see through that. I paid 45 cents for it, so I'm going to be able to turn around and sell this for $4 or $5 pretty easily. Super lightweight to ship, so it's going to be a nice little item to be able to have in my live sale. I don't carry mugs a lot, but once again, needed something for Christmas. Got it for 25 cents, and it's this weird little Munich Santa Claus. So he's got, and it's not even just Munich, because if I'm not mistaken, I need to ask my daughter, I think that's the Brandenburg Gate, which is in Berlin, but those towers are part of a church in Munich. So I do know that those, I think they're called like literally the salt cellars or something like that. They're the salt pillars. They're supposed to look like salt and pepper shakers. They were under construction when I was there, but that is what they look like. Again, I paid 25 cents, 50 cents, half price red. It is a German mug, and there's not a lot of age to it because the bottom has a website. So, we're not going like uber vintage here, but it's kind of cool because it's got the fluid ounces is 21. It's got some of the European information on there. Seems somewhat unnecessary, but whatever. It's just a cool looking mug, and it's Santa, so it falls for under my Christmas in July. And he should be able to get me $5-6 very easily, and I've got almost nothing into him. So a little bit heavier to ship. It's probably still under £1, so it's super simple if somebody wants to pick him up. But my favorite piece that I picked up probably is not, again, super old. It is marked Rosanna, made in Italy. So I'm not sure exactly how old this is, but it's just a simple bowl. It could be a cereal bowl, or it could be, you could put little ornaments or something in there. But check out that design. All those little stockings along the edge in that blue background. It's just super cool. It's got the gold trim. It's in perfect condition. No chips, no cracks. The gold's in really good shape. I paid $1 for it. Even if you wanted to use it as a cereal bowl, again, this can easily get me $5-6. It's not going to be expensive to ship. We might be close to £1 by the time I put packaging in there. But, what's nice about the live sales, you buy 2 or 3 things, I package them together. The per item price of the freight kind of drops a little bit. So, all those types of things to keep in mind. It's a fun Christmas item that just had a slightly different look to it. Whether people have a vintage design or just even a contemporary design, those cool little stockings, I think, would look great in just about any decor. So I'm throwing in a little bit of a bonus here. I did a little trip to my favorite thrift store, Thrift and Dollar, and picked up a few more items, and I realized that I really wanted to be able to showcase them because what I went there specifically to get was items for my upcoming flash sale of the Dog Days of Summer. One of the first things I went to was looking for mugs. I figure I'm looking for inexpensive items that people would want to pick up for their dog, gifts for dog lovers, whatever the case may be. And the issue with a lot of dogs, and we discovered this when my ex-wife and I, wasn't my ex at the time, used to own a quilt shop, and we had and actually still technically do have, a series of patterns that we sell for making quilts, scrap quilts, in the look of specific breeds of dogs. We have over 50 different patterns around here somewhere. And what we discovered is that people would want the very specific breed that they had. They'd use the colors to make it look like their own, but they really liked their breeds. When you got into some of the specialty breeds or combination breeds or getting into mutts, it was difficult because people really wanted something that looked like their own dog. So by doing the dog days of summer, I realized I'm kind of running uphill battle. I need to find a variety of items that a variety of people will be able to recognize a variety of dogs. So this is, I believe, a border collie. It does not say. It is not marked on the bottom at all. It's the portrait of the dog has Robert J. May, has his signature as the artist. And what's nice about it is it's actually designed on both sides. So, I thought that was kind of nice. It's not particularly old, and it's probably not particularly high end. It's a very heavy ceramic. I think it's probably higher quality than you'd get at the dollar store, but it's one of those cases that if you like border collies, you're gonna love this mug. If you don't like border collies, you're probably not gonna care. So I've got the mug, and I got a little pin. This is, I believe, a Scotty dog. Sometimes they get a little confusing because you get the dog and you get the puppy to go along with them. And see if I can find a backdrop here. So you've got the silver adult dog, and then you've got the little gold tone puppy. I think it is a Scotty. I do not think it's a Schnauzer. The tail is a little bit too long to be a Schnauzer tail, and the snout is a little bit too long to be a Schnauzer snout. And we had Schnauzers for years, so I kind of know what Schnauzers look like. It does look like the puppy looks like a Schnauzer, but when you get into that terrier breed, a lot of them start looking the same. But Scotties are extremely popular. It's a very attractive pin. Again, we're probably not talking about super old age here. It does have the lobster clasp on the back, the one that's got the little locking mechanism on it, and the gold is actually attached to the silver tone. So again, he's probably relatively modern. But I don't think that really matters. It's a very attractive pin, and it'll be a great addition to the sale for the Dog Days of Summer flash sale. Another one, which was probably a little bit more of a stretch, but again, I wanted to have something that represented the Dog Days of Summer, but maybe was for somebody who wasn't specifically looking for something that was their dog. They just, maybe they like dogs, or they were just coming to the sale and they want to have fun at the sale, and maybe if they see something they like, they'd pick it up. So I found this. So this is part of a series of old tavern signs, and this one is the Dog and Duck. So it's got the old-fashioned sign in the front. On the back has the Ye Old Inn, has the little symbol for that. And then on the bottom, it is stamped. It's a piece of Wedgwood. So it's a Wedgwood mug, so a very good quality mug. It's pretty heavy. It's a really nice. Basically, we're kind of moving into Stein territory here. It doesn't have a lid or anything, but this is you. If you're drinking your coffee out of this, you're drinking a lot of coffee because this is going to hold a lot. So it's going to fit the Dog Days of Summer theme, and might have a dog lover or just somebody who likes big mugs or steins or likes the old-fashioned pub signs that are on there. Regardless, kind of a multi-popular. And it's in absolutely perfect condition, including the gold trim that's going around the top. So again, I thought it was a really no-brainer to pick that up. It was inexpensive, and I'll be able to pass it on, and I think it will be attractive. This one is a little bit more of a stretch. This is maybe for some of the people that do junk journaling that like to come to my sales. This is actually a set of dog-themed stamps. So you've got the outer one is... You would make a picture frame out of it. You've got a middle one, which has dog bones, and that would also make like a little picture frame that you'd be able to stamp. And then you've got the two little ones in the middle. Actually, no, there's more than two. There's a square one in the middle, and then two triangular shaped ones that so it all comes as a set. I just discovered when I opened it up that there's a couple breaks in the bottom. I don't know if that'll have an impact on the stamping or not. Luckily, I didn't pay that much for them, so I should be able to pass it on at an attractive enough price that for people that do either the rubber stamping or junk journaling, that you might end up getting a little bit of a scrappy look where that split is. When you go to stamp it, it might create a little bit of an extra line or something with the ink. But for what this is, it's a stamp. So it's never going to be perfect depending on what you're stamping onto. It is unfortunate I didn't see that. I'm not sure I would have bought it had I recognized that, but I didn't see it until I went to pop these out. I discovered that crack was there. So it is what it is. I ended up paying less than $1 for these, so I won't be putting them in the sale for all that much. But it's something a little bit different. It's not breed specific, so that if you're a scrapbooker, if you're a junk journaler, you just like dogs in general, you can do some craft projects with these stamps. It's a nice little item to add into the mix. The last thing that I got was kind of this odd little piece. I don't know how popular it'll be, but it's kind of a crossover. It's a little coin that is a Millennium Mickey. And so it's got the 2000 on there. It's got the Millennium Mickey. And you're like, well, wait a minute. I thought this was Dog Days of Summer. Well, I guess this was a series, and this one is the Pluto. So this is Pluto Beach Picnic. So I don't really know what these are for. It's in this little pocket, this little plastic pouch. The pouch is sealed, but the bottom it's split open. So that's how I got the coin out without breaking the seal. And the seal says Classics Walt Disney Collection. So I don't know how old that would be. I'm assuming 2000 because that's what the coin is. So it's a Pluto coin. So again, it's a dog, so it fits the Dog Days of Summer, but it's a very specific dog, and there's a lot of Disney fans out there. I'm not sure a little like white metal, pop metal, I doubt it's pewter, little coin is necessarily, going to be super duper attractive, but it is Pluto. And if you just kind of prop that up put that in your dresser, put that up in a little curio cabinet, it's super cute, and people are going to like it. So I think it's a good buy. It's cool. And then the other thing I picked up, I didn't get it at Thrift and Dollar, but I picked it up on my way back from Thrift and Dollar. I stopped at my post office box, and I got my shipment of Wade Wimzies, which I'm super excited about, because what I did was I bought a massive box lot of I think it's almost 100 Wade Wimzies. So I got a really great price on them. I got the animals, there's some figures, there's a variety. I got to figure out which ones are sets, which ones are standalones. What I'm going to be doing with these, and they may actually make it in the Dog Days of Summer, because that is the sale that I'm going to have my Trusty's Bargain Bin is going to be at that sale. I am actually planning on selling all of the Wade Wimzies for $2 a piece as a grab bag in the bargain bin. Amelia the Huckster Helper is going to hate it, because the last time I did a grab bag, it got crazy in the chat. So we'll figure out a way of doing it better. But there's a bunch of them that are available. But to sit there and try and sell each one of them individually, it takes way too much time. So I want to make it fun. A lot of people, they don't sell for a lot of money anyway. I mean, they usually sell $3, $4, $5, depending on what they are. I got them cheap enough. I'm going to sell them for $2, so that maybe people will get into the fun of, hey, I'm going to grab something from the bargain bin. They're going to be inexpensive to ship. Maybe you buy 2, maybe you buy 3. If you want to buy multiples, that's totally welcome. And then you just kind of have fun, and maybe you trade them with your friends. I don't know what to do with Wade Wimzies. I've always thought they were kind of cute, but I've never been able to pick them up for resale, because when I see them, I usually don't see them for less than $2. So for me to turn around and sell them, I can't really make much money, because I know they don't really sell for much more than 3 or 4. Because I got a good deal, I can sell them for $2, so that if you're a reseller, hey, you might be able to get some and resell them. But if you're not, you can just kind of build a little mini collection, or just, again, get lost in the joy of it. And you'll just have a little gift for a grab bag, or a gift for somebody at the holiday season, or for a birthday, or to tie on a package, when you give them a regular gift. I'm just really excited by them. I haven't even unwrapped all of them. I looked online when I bought them. I looked at all the individual pictures. For the price that I paid, I was very concerned that they would be damaged. I've just grabbed a handful just to spot check. They're all in perfect condition. They look like they were in perfect condition in the picture as well. It was just a case, the seller had a whole bunch of them, and she didn't know what to do with them, and it's hard to sell one at a time. So she put them into a box lot, and I was able to get a really good deal. So yay me. Really excited to be able to make these available. And so, like I said, they probably will end up because I want to say, I know there's animals in here. I want to say there's dogs in here too. So I might go ahead, just so you know, Trusty's bargain bin will not always be themed to the theme. Bargain bin has its own theme. Everything's $2. That is the theme. So I'll be doing a short sale with the bargain bin, but these will be part of it, and I hope people enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, my name is Patrick. I'm with Trusty Mercantile. If you've gotten this far and you're not already a subscriber, I really would appreciate it if you'd go ahead and subscribe. It does make a difference. Thumbs up the video, comment on it, share it with your friends, and take a look at some of my other videos. While the quarantine was taking place, I basically started doing a whole series of different videos. And some of them have been very well received. My personal favorites are the videos I'm doing in the Trusty's Vintage Deep Dive, where I'm highlighting some individual collectors and resellers with an individual collection. I got some great information for even collections that I don't necessarily want to build, but as a reseller, items that I might want to consider picking up when I'm out there, or just it's for information. I like the research. I like the data. I'm hoping you do too. But check out some of the other videos to go along with that. Thanks again for your time. This is Patrick with Trusty Mercantile, wishing you a good evening, and thank you for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. Bye-bye.
Sure was nice to know you. Oh, maybe I'll catch you on the New York train. Or maybe I'll never see your face again.